Welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It is a little throwback racing action here with the Bromley Designs 125 here tonight for the Salt Flat Racing Cup Series presented by SimBox. Race fans, welcome here to the Darlington, South Carolina Raceway, located here in, Darlington, South Carolina. This track is one of the trickiest tracks on the NASCAR circuit. History goes way back to right around the year, 1950, when they first opened up this facility. It is not a track like any other. The lady in black here claims this track as her track, and you must dance with her to be the one who will wind up in victory lane. As you see down over top of the speedway here, it is looking like an egg. Turns 1 and 2 are not the same as turn 3 and 4. 1 and 2, you high, wide enhancement here tonight. You're going to see a lot of guys right up against the boards. The racing action here tonight for the Salt Flat Series is gonna be absolutely crazy, and we hope you're ready to go because, we're ready to go. It's Muth up here in the booth tonight and a special co-host alongside me tonight. It's going to be the man out of the Bromley Design stables. It's the man, the myth, and the legend, the one that's wrapped up all into one. The man who painted a lot of the cars out here tonight is Michael Bromley. Bromley, welcome to the Turn 3 virtual studios here tonight, high above the Darlington Raceway.
Yeah, Roger, happy to be here. I appreciate you having me up here. I think you were talking about yourself there a little bit to the fans when you said the man, the myth, the legend, because that's all you. You encompass all of that. So excited to call the race here with you tonight. As you said, Darlington. It's a fun track, a tricky track. The lady in black. So I'm sure that those paint jobs that you see out there looking so fresh when they get ready to grid up. They will probably not look that fresh when they go to load up in the haulers to leave here. I'm willing to guarantee that. You're going to see a couple of Darlington stripes on those paint schemes.
Yeah, the lady in black does like to dance, and if you tango with her just a little too hard, you will wind up into the outside wall. Bromley, you did a lot of these paints here tonight for this race and just in general with this series. Tell us about some of the designs that you have made here tonight. We haven't shown them on the screen yet, so the race fans have not seen them. We will wait for race time to show those beautiful masterpieces, but tell us about some of those that we might see here tonight.
Yeah, just talking to a couple of the drivers and the ones who I was lucky enough to be able to make paint schemes for, and I was like, hey, who's your go-to guy? Or if you have a guy that you just idolized growing up, like who was your go-to? So you're gonna see the likes of Tony Stewart, you're gonna see the likes of Ken Schrader, you're gonna see the likes of Rusty Wallace, and then who knows, you might even see some slightly modified retro throwbacks to maybe another sports team or whatnot. So these kinds of nights are always fun because it allows a little bit of creativity from the driver's side of having a little say in what paint scheme they're running. If they can leverage it with their sponsors. Yeah,
it's an absolutely beautiful work that not only you've done, but a couple of these drivers have taken it into their hands of painting some of their throwback paints here tonight. We also got to thank Michael Bromley from Bromley Designs, race fans, for doing our retro neon themed logo in the upper right hand corner here tonight. So if race fans, if you are looking for a paint or a logo, head on over to Bromley Designs on Facebook.com today. Get in contact with Michael Bromley himself and get yourself either a logo, a paint, or even some splash art for you today. Race fans, that is Bromley Designs. As we are under 1 minute in qualifying currently, we did have 22 drivers log in here to the Darlington Raceway to go racing tonight. We talked about turns 1 and 2. Turns 1 and 2 are banked at 25 degrees here at this track. Turns 3 and 4, just 23 degrees of banking. The front straightaway and the back straightaway, they are banked also. Front straightaway at 3 degrees with the back straightaway slightly less at just 2 degrees. So this track is going to play host, cheese grating tires with the banking the way it is here tonight in South Carolina. Coming into the night, though, the points championship battle looks like this. Hunter Reynolds has the 90-point lead currently over Roy Fernandez. Cody Levitt is sitting there in position number 3. He is 95 points back, only 5 points back from Roy Fernandez. Michael Sturgill came into the night. He is running 98 points back. Josiah Millen is 99 points back. So your top 5 are all within 100 points to the championship leader. We'll see if those top 5s in points will be able to go ahead and close, or if somebody will go ahead and extend the championship lead. As it's just about time to go down to our starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup brought to us by our fine folks over at SimBox. Get your SimBox today over at SimBox PC on Facebook.com. Customize it to your liking. Brake bias, shock adjusters, wing adjustments. SimBox can hook you up with a button box specifically made for you, the racer in the cockpit. Let's head down trackside now for our starting lineup. Starting on the front row here tonight for the Bromley Designs 125, it'll be the SimBox Motorsports driver, Roy Fernandez. Starting just alongside him, it's going to be Squidward himself. He has ripped the Squidward paint scheme off the 28. That is Hunter Reynolds. Starting in position number 3, he won just back at the Dover International Raceway. It's the 01 of Cody Sleeper. Starting in the 4th position, it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen this young engineer. It's the Deeper Darker Do, number 99 of Cole Day. He will start 4th here tonight. Starting in position number 5, out of Virginia, driving the PRJ Motorsports number 15, it is Peyton Johnson. Starting in the 6th position, out of Ohio, driving the Great Lakes Brewing number 13, this week with a manufacturer switch, it is Jamie Leach. Rolling off into the 7th position, it's the Full Throttle Motorsports number 90 of Michael Sturgill. Starting in the 8th position, driving for the Full Throttle Motorsports team, driving of the number 33, it is Greg O'Berry. Starting in 9th, hailing out of Georgia, driving the number 77 SimBox Motorsports entry, it is the man Doug Neal. Starting in the 10th position, it's the driver out of the Keystone Motorsports stable, Jordan Henn Racing on the side of his car, East Penn Manufacturing, Deca Batteries, number 40 of Josiah Millen. Starting in the 11th position, it is going to be the driver out of Canada. It's the Beefy Motorsports number 83 of Brandon Feeney. He'll roll off 11th. Starting in the 12th position here tonight, out of New York, driving for the No Doubt Racing, it's the UPS man. It is the number 12 of Randy the Man Johnson. 13th here tonight on the grid, hailing out of Spring, Texas, driver of the Raven Graphics, number 7, RacingJobs.com entry, Doyle Lowrance. Driver out of Massachusetts, driving the number 22, Need for Speed Motorsports entry, to be the 22 of Joshua Buckley. It's the Las Vegas Kid, the Deeper Darker Do, Vegas Strong number 38 of Cody Levitt. He'll roll off tonight in the 15th position. 16th will go to the driver of the number 88 Mountain Dew sponsored entry here tonight, the Full Throttle Motorsports number 88 of Tim Combs. Rolling off 17th, out of Texas, driver for the No Doubt Racing number 56, Stephen Pugh. Out of Utah, driving the Draft Top Raise Energy Drink number 4, it is the 04 actually of Danny Valenzuela. Starting in the 19th position, hailing out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania, driving the Keystone Motorsports number 31 of Donald Bennett. Rolling off 20th here tonight, it's the Go Vols Nation, No Doubt Racing, 98 out the gate, fan favorite of racing Jason Griffith Dobbs. Rolling off 20th and shotgun to the field here tonight, driving for the Coast to Almost Coast, number 26, out of Florida, it is Darrell Clotter. Number 22 on the grid, well, that's going to be Swerman Herman. He is the race control tonight. He has a tougher job than you and I tonight, Michael, as the cars are on the speedway, and that is your starting lineup.
Yeah, looking forward to it here as the drivers start to tighten up the bunch. Lights out on the pace truck. This is when nerves are at an all-time high.
Coming into the restart zone here for the first time tonight, it'll be the Thomas E. Step Foundation restart zone here. Getting ready to go green flag racing in the Bromley Designs 125. Are you ready, race fans? Because here they come. Throwback night is officially underway here at the Darlington Raceway. Green flag is out at a huge checkup down to the inside that'll allow Fernandez, Reynolds, and Sleeper along with Cole Day to really get out there. I'm not quite sure who was the checkup victim down to the bottom, but that really spread the field out.
Looks like it might have been the number 7 of Doyle Lawrence there.
So everybody is spread out here, but coming to complete lap number 1 here tonight in the Bromley Designs 125, it will be the driver out of Lansing, Michigan, driving the SimBox number 6. Roy Fernandez leads lap number 1 as everybody is now gone single file. You got to go way back into the field here tonight to find a driver that is side by side, and that battle will be back here right around, that was for the 14th position at the time. It was the Alltel Mobile, number 22 of Joshua Buckley, who was side by side with Cody Levitt. That battle, though, fizzled out very quickly. Another one of those retro throwback schemes on that machine, but it is all Fernandez still. As we look back here, as yellow flags coming out here. Driver out of Texas, I believe it is. Involved is going to be the 56 of Stephen Pugh. Also going around may have been the number 26 of Darrell Clotter and the Number 26 there. Yeah, that is Darrell Clark. Yes, correct. And Danny Valenzuela looks like he may have missed the grid, so he missed that whole accident down there. Going to be Brandon Feeney also involved, the driver out of Canada, the K1 Graphics Liquid Moly entry of Brandon Feeney. Let's take the look back here and see what happened to our resident Canadian. There you see the Kellogg's machine. Oh, loose off the corner. He tries to correct it. When he goes to correct it, the DeWalt Matt Kenseth sponsored entry of Combs is right there. The 83, and oh, look at Darrell Clark. He just locks it up and locks him down, and oh, he gets into the wall.
Just a touch to the wall on the right front quarter panel there, so it's probably not going to be that bad of a damage for Darrell. I think he'll be able to salvage that. His pit crew might have to go to work and start from the rear, but he'll be able to hammer it out and be good to go. He's lucky that he missed the spinning car, the 83 Feeney, though. That would have been much more significant damage in contact.
Let's go right on board here with Tim Combs. Did he actually miss that spinning car? No, he actually gets some real hard contact actually to the right front. You see the nose crinkle, the fender crinkle on that 88 entry.
Yeah, you see a little bit of a jump in the RPMs there when you're looking at his digital tachometer, and that's one of the telltale signs here in the iRacing simulator that he's going to experience some front-end damage that might impact the performance of his vehicle's engine.
Well, that's not what you want to see if you're any of these drivers here tonight. First caution flag of the evening involving a handful of them. As you see, Tim Combs, as we went back to his onboard, he is sitting already down on pit road. Drivers down on pit road currently do count as, it looks like, the 33, the Ironman Cornflakes entry of Greg O'Berry. Brandon Feeney's down there. There you see the 88 of Tim Combs. Donald Bennett also stopping in his pit box, along with Darrell Clark. They're all down on pit road.
I don't know if I would to pit road this early. I think Darlington has a sweet spot on the tires. The first 5 laps you go out there, they're going to feel pretty loose. It's going to feel like you're driving around on glass almost, or for those northerners who have experienced snow, like in the morning when there's black ice on the road and you can't really gain your traction. And then 5 laps comes in and they start to get hot, grip onto the track a little bit better, and that's when the tire wear is going to kick up. So it'll be really important for these drivers to manage their tires all night long, even here under caution.
Yeah, Bromley, you talk about the Northeast and driving on ice and whatnot. Here in Pennsylvania, New York, Maryland, we all got a little bit of that snowy weather here this past, over the last 24 hours, so we hope all are well and safe. It's really cold outside. It's very icy here in the state of Pennsylvania, so we hope everybody tuning in, no matter where you're tuning in, if it's Florida, California, Puerto Rico. We do have Orlando Rivera usually tuning in out there from Puerto Rico. We got to thank him for tuning in, but also some of our friends from north of the border, like Brandon Feeney. He may be a little bit behind the 8 ball here now, but he's still out there, as he's going to kind of trooper on, as so would Terry Labonte. Terry Labonte is one of those drivers, they called him the Iron Man. He made 500 consecutive starts here in NASCAR, and now Brandon Feeney trying to throw back to one of the greatest drivers in NASCAR history. That Cornflakes yellow machine is a very iconic NASCAR paint job out of the Hendrick Motorsports stables. That deck lid, though, on the backside is completely gone, so it's going to be some very tough aerodynamics for that 83. If he thought it was loose before, it's going to be loose now.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, though, I bet you Brandon Feeney's in on this now. I want to go over to that minnow pond outside of turn 3 and 4. Well, actually, it's on the other side of turn 4 there, where he got loose. I want to go fill that thing in with concrete and bump that safer barrier out and make this an equal oval, because I'm telling you, pace and tempo is such an important key at these tracks where it's not. So many people see NASCAR, stock racing in general, and think it's just pedal to the metal. You've got a rhythm that you're trying to keep every corner on what you're doing with your feet, and this track, take all that, throw it out the window. It's different every lap.
Yeah, there's not one time you're going to go up against the boards and think you were safe and do it again. The next time by, it's going to be helter-skelter, that is for sure. We are coming back to restart here as the caution flag will end. It looks like it'll be 7 laps completed when we do go back racing. It is still Roy Fernandez, Hunter Reynolds, Cole Day, Cody Sleeper, Michael Sturgill, Jamie Leach, Randy Johnson, Doug Neal, Josiah Millen, and Cody Levitt, your top 10 drivers here. Drivers, again, that did come down pit road include Darrell Clark, Tim Combs, Brandon Feeney, Greg O'Berry, Stephen Pugh, Donald Bennett, Danny Valenzuela. We had one driver not start here tonight. That was Todd Poston. He is battling the COVID. He's just battling COVID at this point.
Thoughts and prayers out to Todd.
Yeah, Rip Todd back into the restart zone here for the Thomas Eastep Foundation restart. The green flag is back out into the air. We are racing once again here in the Bromley Designs 125. A lot better start this time from all the drivers as they're storm up down into turn 1. It is Roy Fernandez, though. He goes single file as he got a great restart. So did Cole Day. Cole Day is going to be knocking on the back door after 3 weeks off. Cole Day is back in action here, and he is coming for blood. He's trying to get the race lead. He is dropped in the points championship standings down to 7th, 120 points out, but now he's looking as though he was loose off of turn number 4. He was wheeling and dealing the Bass Pro Shops, number 99.
Yeah, he's going to have to try to fight to find clean air on the front nose of that car, or else I think you're going to have loose conditions in traffic all night long. These cars are looking extra squirrely out there on the surface, and maybe as the sun goes down and the track starts to cool off a little bit, maybe you'll see a little bit more grip introduced, but right now, she looks treacherous out there. The lady in black is definitely putting up a fight.
Yeah, Cole Day is trying to dance with her. I think he's doing the rumba or something out there because that boy has his hands full, and he drove it into turn 3. Now he's going to drive it into 1 and straight up into the guardrail. Cole Day stepped on the shoes and smashed the toes as he smashed the right front of the 99 into the outside wall. Hunter Reynolds really had to check up in this Oreo good wrench Ford, number 28. Now Jamie Leach does the same exact thing that Cole Day did. He went up into the outside wall. He's got Michael Sturgill dancing all over the back end of him. He would like to intrude here and dance with the lady in black himself.
Yeah, I don't know about them, but I'm one of the people that likes to dance with her alone. I don't like having somebody right in front of me or right behind me at this track. This is a race the track first kind of racetrack where you just let the guy go on the straightaway and get him back, because if you're just racing the track herself, you're going to be taming her way better than somebody trying to race the competition first.
So Michael Sturgill will take P number 4 there from Jamie Leach, and back into the field here you see the deck of batteries. Bromley Designs number 40 of Josiah Millen. Last time that the Salt Flat Series came here to the Darlington Raceway, the IROCs were in town, and Josiah Millen was able to tame the dancing lady and go to victory lane. Tonight, though, he's got a lot of ground to work. As he started in the 10th position, he's dropped back here to 12th, currently running behind the Virginia native of Peyton Johnson. So right now, that throwback scheme. Bromley, you know a little bit more about that number 40.
I don't know too much about Ken Schrader, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't a big Ken Schrader follower, a little bit before my NASCAR following time. But I do know he's one of the greats. It used to be a Kodiak scheme, and Josiah said, hey, whip this up and throw my sponsors on there, make it fit. So that's what we did.
That's a beautiful looking D right there on the front nose of the number 40 as he's going to slide it and going to use a little dirt track knowledge that he gained actually from Ken Schrader. Ken Schrader out living the dream now after his NASCAR days, now running the dirt UMP modifieds a lot all over the country. Josiah, one of those dirt track followers, as we have one around down the back straightaway there. I believe that's going to be the number 22, the Altel Mobile Camry. Number 22 of Joshua Buckley. And Bromley, I think what happened here is the driver of the number 22, Altel Toyota, got into the wrong car here tonight at Darlington. Usually we see the Ford logo on this number 22, and tonight it's a Camry, and I don't think he knew how to handle the power.
I think what Mr. Buckley's trying to tell everybody is that he's become a Joe Gibbs Racing fan, and that I think he's going to go for Rowdy Bush this season. I think he's finally dropping off the Keselowski wagon, which is a good call. I would drop off that wagon as quick as I could too. So it looks like he's going over to be a little bit of a supporter for Joe Gibbs, Coach Gibbs.
That throwback scheme there, though, on the number 22, throwing it back to Rocket Man Ryan Newman when he made his Cup Series debut, when he drove the Altel Mobile 1 Ford at the time, or actually I believe it was a Dodge for Roger Penske. I remember it was upside down. Buckley is a huge Penske fan, usually a Keselowski supporter, so he'll actually go a lap down as there goes your race leader of Roy Fernandez. He has led every lap here tonight. Qualified P number 1, and he has the black SimBox number 6 up front. Opened up about a 1.4 second gap. Back to right there goes Cole Day, and then it's Hunter Reynolds that follows in tow. There's your top 3. Jamie Leach has got back around the Michael Sturgill entry, and it looks like Sturgill has called it a night possibly here. He pulled it down to pit road. There was a lot of heavy damage on the nose. There you see the Ascari Motorsports entry for Michael Sturgill. He's down on pit road, and I was talking to him pre-race Michael, and he was not too happy with himself. He didn't like the set. He doesn't like the car. He does not like the track, as I think there's one around on the back straightaway here. Stephen Pugh in the Rowdy Energy. Yeah, 56. That is Stephen Pugh down to the inside.
Yeah, this track is, I know people are probably wondering, there's that much track out there. You see all the pavement, and they probably are wondering why they're running up so close to the wall. Well, it's deceivingly wide. It's paved from the wall to wall. Oh, looks like we got some contact between a few cars there on the back stretch, getting ready to go into turn 3. There's just a very narrow racing groove here, and it's very difficult. Once you step out of that groove, either too high or too low, you're missing your marks, and it is showing that it is a handful tonight. And this setup does look like it's a little on the loose side, but you know what they say, loose is fast.
But on the verge of wrecking. Truck tells us we have it queued up here. Let's watch back the Stephen Pugh incident. You see him in the 56. He's going to go to the outside here of Brandon Feeney. You know, he gets tight, and he touches Brandon Feeney, and around it goes. I believe that was Donald Bennett in the 31 that just scooted on by. Well, let's see. The truck tells us we have another angle at this. Or we did have another angle at this one. Let's see if we can get that queued up here in just a couple of moments for you. Let's ride on board here with the number 31 of Donald Bennett. Oh, Donald does get a little piece with that left front nose. And actually, it's going to do a lot of damage to that Bromley. It's going to take the whole nose clip off that Bromley Designs number 31 entry tonight.
That's okay. It'll give more air to the engine, and I didn't spend too long painting the nose on that one, so it'll be easy. They'll just, bolt on another one.
Now, you painted a lot of these cars. How hard is it to sit here tonight and watch some of these cars that you painted get tore up?
When you're coming to a place like Darlington, that's like painting a car for Bristol. You know there's going to be bumps, scrapes, bruises, maybe a couple of scars from the looks of it on the cars. So, it's okay. That's what they're painted for. And they come back to me for more paints. Bromley Designs uses patented thin coat of paint, though, so it's proven to make your cars go faster.
Lightweight makes you go faster. I like the way you think over there in the Bromley Designs stables. How about one of these Bromley Designs? The SimBox number 6 is still out front here. This is going to be lap 23. That will go in the book. So under 100 laps to go here tonight at the Darlington Raceway for the Bromley Designs, 125. And it is Roy Fernandez, the driver out of Lansing, Michigan. He is still out front here, pacing this field. He won the Draft Top Progression Series here on Tuesday night for Salt Flat Racing. And, well, he didn't have the greatest starts of the year here when we went Cup Car racing. He led back at Kansas, where he finished first just last time we were on the air, finished 5th at Daytona, but it was a terrible 19th place finish at the Texas Oval. Second at Dover, just to his teammate. At Homestead, another terrible race, 20th. Then it was 2nd. Then it was 10th at Las Vegas, and to start the season, it was a 33rd place finish at Daytona. So maybe his luck is starting to change. Finished first last week, 5th at the Daytona Road Course. Maybe here tonight he can dance with the lady in black like he danced at his wedding with his beautiful wife out there that tunes in every Tuesday night with her wonderful race socks. She's got the racing socks on, and Roy's got the gas pedal down, going fast here tonight. 25 laps in the books, all led by Roy Fernandez.
Yeah, Roy's one of those determined drivers who he isn't immune to having a cold streak. It can happen to anybody, but he's one of those drivers who he's going to come back twice as hard in practice, and he's going to put in the hours the next week leading up to the race, and it definitely shows on race day that he's putting in those hours and those laps, really.
It's a true story. He's one of those drivers that will go out there and get it. A couple more drivers that are out there tonight, race fans. You were wondering where Greg O'Berry was? I know you were, because I was wondering where Greg O'Berry was. Well, he came down pit road because he's had some damage on the right side of this Cornflakes Iron Man scheme for Terry Labonte, the throwback here that they gave him. Well, it's tore up on the right side, I can tell you that much, and he's worked his way back into the 11th position. He restarted on this restart back into the 19th spot. He's drove back up almost inside the top 10. He's trying to run down the driver right out in front of him, the number 77 of Doug Neal. Neal currently, as O'Berry's going to overstep and step on the toes once again. He goes up into the outside wall, and he's going to lose the ground that he had just made up to Doug Neal. That puts him, call it about 7, almost 8 car lengths back now at this point. That's, that's going to hurt a little bit.
Got a little dose of the commentator curse there, but as long as you don't compound those mistakes and then go from hitting the wall in the straightaway and then putting it into the wall in the turn, usually you can recover fairly well.
As we have lights here in the studio blinking for some odd reason, the lights here at the Darlington Raceway are starting to come on here tonight. One of them up into the outside wall. I believe that was the number 15 of Peyton Johnson. Peyton right now, I would say in his rookie campaign here with Salt Flat, but he did participate in the Draft Top Progression Series. He's right behind one of the Wiley veterans out there. Cody Levitt, driver out of Las Vegas, usually drives the Las Vegas Strong machine as of Peyton Johnson with a huge wiggle that time out of turn number 2. Cody Levitt has another one of those Bromley Designs paint jobs on his number 38. Driver out of Las Vegas, still representing Vegas. It's the Vegas Golden Knights. And you know, Bromley, you talk about throwbacks, and you think about throwbacks, and you think about iconic cars, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ken Schrader, Matt Kenseth, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte. But throwback does not necessarily mean we are throwing it back to NASCAR, as it looks like here comes Levitt around the number 12 of Randy Johnson. Johnson going to be headed to pit road this time. Cody Levitt throwing it back to something that may not be that old, and it's the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, wow, if I could speak. Vegas Golden Knights releasing a new retro jersey this year. They said, "Hey, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with this." So they released their retro jersey, and that paint scheme right there is a spitting image of that jersey.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking one. Look, you can even see, race fans, take a look if we can get a close-up camera shot here from the truck. As there we go, we have our virtual, we're calling it on a stick camera here tonight. Look how close we are here to the 38 of Cody Levitt. You can see the holes in the jersey. That is detail right there on that 38 Vegas Golden Knights machine for Cody Levitt. That's one of those paint jobs over there from our friends at Bromley Designs. Remember, race fans, if you want a paint job that has the detail down to the holes in the jersey, head on over to Bromley Designs on Facebook.com today and book your paint job, whether it be for a Cup car all the way to an SK Modified. He really loves doing those. Or, well, it's right here on these Cup cars. What do you say, Bromley? You want to do an SK Modified today?
You know what? I was out of the paint booth for a little while, so I'm eager to get back in there and really any car. So, yeah, send me your SK Modifieds. I actually did my first street course, road course, 24-hour car for Brandon Crosland Racing and some of the Salt Flat guys here that participated in the 24 Hours at Daytona this past weekend. So I'm opening up my little box and stepping out of it and joining the rest of the paint world and hopefully diversifying the portfolio.
As here comes Hunter Reynolds from P number 3. He'll come to pit road in the number 28, the driver out of Callahan, Florida, the youngster. Coming to pit road. He's had a lot of success so far this season. He'll be the first one out of your top 5 to come down here and possibly get 4 fresh tires. I don't believe we're going to see any 2-tire stops here tonight, waiting for Roy Fernandez to come to pit road, as he will not. He'll carry on around the speedway. He'll put, now it looks like just about everybody a lap down, as that will happen through the pit cycle. And as we head through the pit cycle here tonight, we'll keep an eye. Oh, one of them's crashing to the inside wall. The driver out of Utah. That'll be the Raise Energy drink throwback. Danny Valenzuela has smashed that up against the outside wall, and the caution flag has not come out because actually he was off the racing surface for a good amount of that time, and then he has to take the tow back to pit road. We'll wait for the truck, and they say they're quick tonight here on the truck, and they say they have it to watch back. Watch Danny Valenzuela right here in this 04 Raise Energy drink Rusty Wallace throwback into the inside wall, and boy, did that one bicycle up and over, and then he had enough time, Bromley, to go ahead and make tea, grab himself a Raise Energy drink to go along with it, and back it off the track.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this. Classy move by Danny Valenzuela there, just taking the tow back to pit road. That is one of the longest 1.5 minutes that you'll ever have, is after an accident like that where you tow back and you're just sitting there watching the clock count down to see how long it's going to take for your crew to get your car back out on the asphalt. But that is not looking promising for a return there with the amount of damage that he took on that.
So normally we would have called that the straight yeeted camera, but we don't have a yeeted camera here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. All we have is a big oof by Danny Valenzuela right there. Here comes Greg O'Berry. He'll sail the Kellogg's machine down to the inside at 3 and 4, and this is a very treacherous pit road. He's going to have to really wheel that car down there. There you see a huge arc, and he'll find pit road on the front straightaway. Darlington used to be one of those tracks back in the day here on, well, when NASCAR came to town, that it actually had a front pit and a back straightaway pit. Now in the new day of NASCAR, the new age of NASCAR, they have switched it to just a front straightaway here at Darlington, so it really, as it really extends, and you've really got to back that corner up to get to pit road. As Donald Bennett now in the Bromley Designs number 31, he will take over the race lead with his very damaged Chevrolet here tonight as we work through our first green flag pit cycle. And Bennett's going to scrape it up against the wall. Bromley, he is just touching every corner on this car now.
Yeah, he's getting his money's worth. I like it. He's using up all that track, and he's trying to use every inch to find some extra speed. I know with that front end damage, he's probably feeling it a little bit on the drive power. So he's just trying to wind her up and get her going, you know.
It looks like I am getting reports, though, that it is the Michael Sturgill entry. He has gone to the garage here tonight with a blown motor on the number 90, so Michael Sturgill will be, for the time being, if his crew can get a motor put back in it, he's back there into the 21st position. It's going to be about 20 minutes before they can come back out. As look, here comes Donald Bennett now. Late entry to pit road. He'll diamond it off and come to pit road. So Bennett goes to pit road, and Roy Fernandez will take back over the race lead here tonight. Roy Fernandez comes back across. He'll complete lap number 39, the best number out there. No driver having that number. Well, 39 is still a great number. Either way, 39 is in the books. Working lap number 40 here tonight in the Bromley Designs 125, and it has been Roy Fernandez dominating. He now has a 3.8 second lead over this man. Talked about him coming to pit road. It's the number 28 of Hunter Reynolds. Reynolds tonight, well, he's running P number 2. It's right where he qualified. And I can tell you, with that black paint job, I think he's trying to be like Roy Fernandez here, Bromley. Black with gray and white on the bottom. I think he's trying to make us think that maybe that's Fernandez back here running second.
Yeah, self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think it long enough, it might happen. I'll tell you what, though, you're going to see, I think, in these upcoming pit stops, if this stays green, people who've practiced their pit road entry are really going to separate themselves or gain positions on the competition coming to pit road.
Yeah, that's
because,
just
like
one
you
of those
said,
things that people don't practice.
Right, and like you said, this is one of the hardest pit roads to actually get the car woed down to speed and in on pit road with some pace coming through the turn. So you almost have to start at turn 3 entering for pit road. So if you have practice, if you have practice getting down there to pit road and getting in there and not burning up all your time coming through the turn, then yeah, it'll be a good time for you. If not, you're gonna pay.
And right now, who's making up a lot of hay? Well, that is Jamie Leach. He has actually started to run down Hunter Reynolds here on this long run. Last time by, Reynolds did squeak out just a tenth. He was kind of skeeted out there. That might have been just by Jamie Leach overstepping the boundary or just not getting back into the throttle fast enough. Jamie Leach, one of those drivers. He's a wily veteran. He has gone to victory lane here on the Turn 3 Racing Network right here at this very track. He has, though, switched manufacturers for a very long time, ever since I can tell you that I've known Jamie Leach, which is a couple years here for iRacing. He has always driven a Chevrolet. Here tonight, he is driving a Ford Mustang and trying to put it into victory lane. It'll be the first time he's ever taken anything other than a Chevrolet to victory lane, and we will find out as we close in on the halfway point, about 20 laps away from halfway, to see if Jamie Leach can do it. A beautiful looking, well, man, that kills me to say, Bromley, beautiful looking Ford Great Lakes Brewing machine sitting there in third. Speechless, I know, so am I. But let's see who else is coming through the field here. It looks like here's one of the biggest movers of the race. We have 3 big movers so far here tonight, and that is the number 12 of Randy Johnson in the Amp Energy Mountain Dew sponsored driver out of New York. And as he's going to get past, here goes Cody Levitt. Actually, now it's going to put Levitt now as the biggest mover so far. Levitt's moved up 11 positions so far on our timing and scoring charts. So put Cody Levitt, P number 4, and on the hunt to try and run down Jamie Leach. Oh, as now Randy Johnson going to slide off turn number 2 into the inside wall. Randy Johnson with a big slide and a big ride the wall down there as he'll lose 1, 2. He'll drop to the 7th position as there goes Cole Day. I'm being told Cole Day actually had a pit road penalty, the young engineer who was running inside the top 4 when he came to pit road. Well, the 99 was held for a minute for too fast entering pit road for Cole Day. That took him out of the front handful of drivers. Now he's out there running into the 13th position. Randy Johnson once again, maybe a tire going down on the 12. He'll spin it down to the inside. Randy Johnson comes to a stop down low as he'll take the tow back to pit road. That will not bring a caution flag out. Roy Fernandez still out front here tonight, leading the way, closing in on lap number 50. If he can get to lap number 66, he will be awarded tonight as the driver with the most laps led. One driver that's down a lap currently on the timing and scoring, the driver out of Spring, Texas. The 56-year-old works at the hospital. One of those, they consider them the essential workers. One of those guys that not all heroes wear capes, and is Doyle Lowrance in the Racing Jobs Letarte Esports entry. No throwback for the driver out of the Raven Graphics stable here tonight, but a beautiful RacingJobs.com entry. You can actually find very similar cars that Doyle paints just over there on the iRacing Coca-Cola series for the Letarte Esports team. So Doyle always bringing a punch as he's going to scrape that up against the wall. I believe that's the first time Doyle has gone up against the fence line here tonight. So he will now come to pit road. It looks like he's going to try and probably short pit this stint. He'll be to pit road here on lap number 51. So Doyle Lowrance will come to pit road. He'll be the first one to come to pit road here under this cycle. So as he comes to pit road, he will definitely lose at least another lap. He was already one lap down currently as Roy Fernandez is going to step on the toes of the dancer. He'll go up into the outside wall. It's not really Darlington, race fans, if you don't go up and get at least one stripe here tonight. Roy Fernandez just did that. He danced with her, he stepped on her toes, and she slapped him. Racing Jason Griffith back here. He's having himself a, well, we'll call it the mediocre night. He has picked up 5 spots. He did start back into the 20th position, and now currently riding back here 15th. He has another throwback paint scheme. This time it's to another Hendrick sponsored car. The Ditech.com entry back with the 2000s .com bubble. Well, that was when his favorite driver of Kyle Busch ran the number 98. Or not the 98, but he ran, it was the 90, or it was the 87 back then. Dobbs doesn't run anything other than the 98, but he thinks he's also Kyle Busch at the same time. So right now, Griffith back here running into the 14th position. You'll be able to catch him tomorrow night in the Salt Flat IROC series that returns right here to the Durham 3 Racing Network, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, with a whole brand new car. They will go IROC racing once again. They always used to run. I say always used to run. It was a street stock, and now they have transplanted the super late model. As here's a pass for, well, it looks like that is the 4th position. Here comes Cody Sleeper, the other driver out of Lansing, Michigan. Races for the SimBox Motorsports team. Cody Sleeper, a one-time winner here with the SimBox Cup Series. He will take over position number 4 from Cody Levitt. So one Cody passes another Cody here on this very long green flag stint. We've only had one caution flag tonight, and we've been clean and green ever since. Pit cycle, still only one driver that really came to pit road, and that was Doyle Lowrance, and actually it was Randy Johnson before him come to pit road. Final car on the lead lap, but he's got to get going, and it's Josiah Millen, the driver out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Take a look back there. You see that black dot with the blue and red on the hood? That's your race leader of Roy Fernandez closing in. You can hear how Josiah is really having to pedal that car. So Roy Fernandez will approach. We'll see where Roy is going to be able to make his move around the number 40 of Josiah Millen. Millen's not even going to take the chance. He's going to go straight to the bottom side of the speedway. He will let your race leader go by. Take a look at the distance back there. That's the 31 of Donald Bennett. He came to pit road, and his Keystone Motorsports team was able to go ahead and slap a new nose on the Bromley Designs number 31. They brought an extra nose here to the Darlington Raceway, already painted up in that super lightweight Bromley Designs patent paint that they have on this 31 here tonight. Donald Bennett right now running 15.
Yeah, we like to supply the teams with a couple extra parts. That way, when they put them back on there, they just look as pretty as before.
So it looks good. The question being, will it be as fast? Right now, he's moved up 4 spots, 15th currently on the time of the scoring. Danny Valenzuela still down on pit road. It looks like Joshua Buckley is down on pit road in his number 22 Alltel Toyota. And Michael Sturgill still has a little while to go as the whole team is down there wrenching. There's plenty of time as Millen oversteps the boundary. He goes up into the outside wall. He is having terrible handling woes as he wiggles it down the front straightaway here tonight. He'll come by. He'll complete lap number 58 as here comes Donald Bennett. That's not a battle for position right now as that is the Brandon Feeney entry. Remember, Feeney also down a little bit on the aerodynamics package here tonight, as it is the 750 horsepower package here when we come to the Darlington Raceway. Brandon Feeney still missing the back sail panel. The driver out of Canada has not been able to find one out there on the track as he lost it there, but not able to find it just yet. Stephen Pugh to pit road here.
Yeah, you're going to start seeing the altering strategies here. See people that are trying to split it right down the middle on the second stop. People that are going to try to space it out a little bit more. It'll be interesting to see how it plays long run, and especially if we get a late caution.
Well, here at the halfway point, we know what Roy Fernandez's strategy is. He's coming to pit road this time by. He'll bring the SimBox number 6 to pit road. And then we'll see if any of the other race leaders decide to follow Roy Fernandez. There you see him. It is a slow 50 miles an hour crawl down pit road. Hunter Reynolds will come down, and that will put Jamie Leach to the top spot here on the Great Lakes Brewing, number 13. He now takes the race lead for the first time here tonight. He was your leader at the start-finish line, so that is 1 bonus point to the driver out of Toledo, Ohio. The Great Lakes Brewing RC Fanatec sponsored number 13 goes to the top of the board, and he'll just lead 1 lap, and he'll then pull it right to pit road, because pit road is a very, very busy place right now. You got Hunter Reynolds, Cody Sleeper, Tim Combs, Peyton Johnson, and Doug Neal all coming to pit road, and now here comes the number 13. He'll pull it to pit road. No issues for Jamie Leach. Cody Levitt will stay out. Cole Day is literally, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it hard into the inside wall. Cole Day, he's going to try and lock it up. Will that bring a caution out? It will not. He got it rolling once again, but that car took one heck of a shot to the inside wall. We're going to have to see and wait for the truck. I know they have that one someplace out there.
Every driver on pit road should send Cole Day a gift basket by the time this race is over, because he just saved what could have been huge moment in the race with a caution coming out during the major pit cycle like this.
There's that replay. Cole Day, hard impact, completely sideways, locked it up. He realized there was the 23 or the 26 of Derek Lauder coming at him, so he just decided to hammer back into it. The car's toe looks like it is actually knocked out at this point. As you see him down on pit road already, he came there pretty quick after that hard impact. Needed to get to pit road as Greg O'Berry takes back over the race lead as Cody Levitt came to pit road after leading 1 lap on the speedway. So it's Greg O'Berry right now. He has been the driver that has played a varying strategy compared to the rest of the race leaders. He holds a 17.5-second race lead over the SimBox number 6 of Roy Fernandez. Still in the midst of this green flag pit cycle, just after the halfway point here tonight in the Bromley Designs 125. Boy, some good racing out here tonight, dancing with the lady in black.
Yeah, definitely, Roger. And I mean, I think going into this race, people had differing strategies, but when you see Roy Fernandez come down to pit road and put those new Goodyear sticker tires on, it is very hard to not, as a driver, be like, yeah, I kind of want that new rubber too. And you say kind of whatever the crew chief's saying in your ear, you're like, yep, I'm bringing it to you, so have the tires ready or else they're going to sit here for a while.
Brandon Feeney just had an issue on the speedway in the Kellogg's number 83. As now, it went from bad to worse for him. He's coming to pit road. Right ahead of him is now going to be the 98 of Dobbs. He'll pull it to pit road, but let's look back what happened to Brandon Feeney here. He was out there on the long run, lost it out of turn 4, hit the outside wall, back to the inside pinball wall, and then he spins it around, but he's off the racing surface, and that won't bring a caution flag out as he is just off the racing surface, looped it back around, did make it to pit road then, but lost a lot of ground and some more body panels.
Yeah, and a lot of the fans are probably wondering, how is this not bringing out a caution? Like you said, that dotted line right there indicates where the racing surface is. And, I mean, a little bit of fun fact here for the fans. Originally, when Darlington Raceway was designed, it was intended that cars would race below that dotted line and that the upper banking area would be kind of a runoff zone. And then we realized, hey, when it's banked, we can go faster. So everybody moved on up there to the banked side, and that's how the racing surface got defined, redefined, I should say.
Yeah, it wasn't until the 80s that they realized that they were able to go ahead and race the upper groove and make it work. And once they did, you know, it really put everybody in a whole new aspect of how to race this track here in South Carolina. And over the last couple of years, we've seen two varying strategies. A lot of guys are able to actually set their cars up to run the bottom side of the track, not below that dotted line very much, but right about on it and still make up a lot of time. Other drivers like Kyle Larson, who has just been reinstated back to NASCAR as of January 1st of the 2021 calendar season. He will be racing this season for the Hendrick Motorsports stable, and he is one of those drivers that he likes to put it up against the board.
Yeah, I'm one of those hybrid drivers. I like to take a diamond approach when I'm racing here. I like to come into the corner low and carry as much speed as possible into the corner, and then kind of let the banking slow me down as I get to the middle and kind of get up towards the wall and then accelerate downhill out of the corner. So you'll see that every now and again, but tonight it looks like people keeping it right up there by the wall. Talented drivers, I'm telling you that.
Talent is for sure. Remember last time we checked on the gap between Grego Berry and Roy Fernandez was what, about 17 and a half seconds?
Yep, I believe that was the call.
It is now under 2 seconds. So about 24 lap fresher tires here for Roy Fernandez. And he is chewing into Grego Berry's lead as there goes Grego Berry. He's actually going to pull it right outside our camera angle there. He'll come to pit road here on lap number 70. So he will pull it to pit road as the laps continue to climb downward. Climb downward. Is that a thing?
Hey, it is now. You said it on air.
Guess you can't take it back, huh?
It's on there. It's real now.
Well, as we close in here. Lap 71 here when the number 6 of Roy Fernandez comes by the start-finish line this time by. He will officially clinch the most laps led here tonight. Nobody else will be able to come up here and compete with the driver of the number 6 out of Lansing, Michigan. Roy Fernandez and the SimBox crew will lead the most laps tonight here at the Darlington Raceway. No matter where he finishes at this point, it's something, knock on wood, race fans, because we don't want to give him the jinx that if something were to happen and Roy had to drop out of this race, he would still be credited with that one extra bonus point. And Bromley, when it's heads-up points racing, every bonus point at the end of the season will mean something. Every point, just one position, one lap led, the most laps led, will give you something at the end of the season.
Most definitely. I mean, we don't have to look far. The Draft Top Progression Series that we ran prior to the Cup Series starting, I believe the final 2 positions came down to, I believe, 6 total points for the season. So, yeah, these drivers are always under a blanket with their competitors as far as their rankings go.
And that was between Roy Fernandez and I believe it was the 99 of Cole Day. And remember we talked about Day a little bit earlier on tonight? Well, he has officially, I believe, retired from the race, unfortunately. The driver, the young engineer, we haven't seen him in a couple weeks. He's been studying, hitting the books very hard this season, trying to possibly get a job in motorsports or, well, he calls it motorsports, I call it dirt racing. That's a whole other breed of, you know, I guess it's motorsports, but that's a whole nother breed, really.
Oh, yeah. You guys are wild with your playing in the dirt and whatnot. I like to keep my cars clean. Makes paint schemes look better. But
really?
I have been known to throw it on a couple of dirt late models, and, you know, they end up coming out pretty nice.
Yeah, well, that Bromley Designs number 31 of Donald Bennett's coming to pit road. He almost just got ran over by the fresher tires out there. He will bring that, well, maybe not. He realized that was the back straightaway pit. He now will have to come all the way back around. Bromley, from a driver's aspect and perspective, how hard is it when there's 2 pit roads?
It's difficult, and not only that, like, it's easy at a Talladega or at a Daytona or a 1.5-mile track that's a nice even oval and tri-oval, and you know where pit road entry is going to be. You have to enter in, like I said earlier, from turn 3, so you can't even see pit road when you're attacking pit road. So it's so easy to happen. It's like being at Bristol and not knowing whether you're on the front or the backstretch pit stalls. You're just hoping that the spotter is helping you out up there, and sometimes they don't.
Well, sometimes they don't, and sometimes your spotter is pretty on point, and that's how it is tonight for Roy Fernandez. Let's take you through a little bit of a top 10 walk here as we're over the halfway point, and we've made another green flag pit cycle. It's the man out of Lansing, Michigan, the SimBox number 6 of Roy Fernandez. There has been zero chatter over the radio for the driver out of Lansing, Michigan. He is asking for absolutely nothing. Do not touch the car. Do not pull the fender out as I crushed it in, possibly for an aerodynamic advantage here tonight. So Roy Fernandez is still leading the way. About 7.5 seconds down the road behind him, it's the driver out of Callahan, Florida. It's the Squidward Racing entry of Hunter Reynolds. Reynolds tonight, he has not complained one bit either. He's been into the outside wall, and they have pulled and tried to do some work on that under the green flag pit stops, but there's not a lot they can do to help out Hunter Reynolds. At this point, he's saying, I just need a little more speed, and, well, he has yet to find it here tonight. 7.5 seconds behind Roy Fernandez, your race leader. 2.5 seconds back is going to be the driver out of Toledo, Ohio, the Great Lakes Brewing, number 13 of Jamie Leach. They came into the night knowing that they had a shot here at least a podium finish, if not a win. They didn't know how the new car package was going to work here tonight at this 1.3-mile track, but they were going to give it a shot. And this Ford Mustang right now running in position number 3. All he needs is a good final pit stop here tonight. That's all he said. Give me one more good one, boys. Back and forth, the driver out of Lansing, Michigan, also driving for the SimBox Motorsports team. That is the 01 Cody Sleeper. He has had himself a night where he's kind of stalled right here running in the 4th position. Says the car feels pretty good, just doesn't know how the heck his teammate of Roy Fernandez is up wheeling and dealing around the outside of this speedway. He's comfortable, but he's running back here in the 4th position. Back running in the 5th spot. It's been a quiet night. We haven't talked about him much. We only talked about him one time, and that was when the spinning car was in front of him. This is the driver of the DeWalt number 88. It's a throwback to Matt Kenseth, which is very... Now, Michael, I'm going to bring you back in here because this is an odd one. Think about it. The 88. At this point, for a lot of our generation viewers that are out there, they think of Dale Earnhardt Jr. They also see the DeWalt colors on this. Well, they can remember back to when Dale Earnhardt Jr. came into NASCAR representing the number 17 DeWalt entry. He entered the season of NASCAR with what other rookie?
I feel like you're asking me this in a trick question, but I honestly don't know the answer.
Matt Kenseth would have been the correct answer on that one. Dale Earnhardt Jr., who is iconically known for driving the 88 at the end of his NASCAR career, is representing a Matt Kenseth rookie paint scheme on this 88. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Matt Kenseth came into NASCAR in the same year, and Matt Kenseth actually won that Rookie of the Year championship battle between the two drivers. Both of them are Hall of Fame caliber racers in NASCAR stock car racing, and Tim Combs right now representing both of them with this machine here tonight. He is running 5th, the driver out of Holland, Ohio. Just behind him, just down the road, 2 seconds, it's the Las Vegas kid, Cody Levitt, the bearded wonder. Says that this car is absolutely trash. Oh, as he's going to hit the wall out of turn 2.
What a save, though, to not take that and put it down to the inside wall there. It still maintains speed. He's still going forward, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just appreciate that right now.
I think he just wiggled his nose a little bit, scratched the beard, got the car to go pointing back into the right direction as he is still running in the 6th spot. He's just at a loss for words here with this car tonight, so 6th right now would be a win for Cody Levitt. Sitting back in 7th, it's the SimBox owner, operator, and the man behind all the SimBoxes out there. This is Doug Neal, the driver out of Georgia. Currently, right now, having himself a solid night. He's inside the top 10. No race chatter coming across from that SimBox number 77 team. This driver, though, back here, he is all over the place. He's swerving like he has had a little bit too much Kool-Aid to drink. This is Peyton Johnson. He is trying to hang on. Something about Peyton Johnson, though, is he is full of ideas. I hear ideas from him all the time. His latest and greatest idea was, let's go buy some brand new pedals and get them out here this week and try them out. Here's one thing, race fans, that if you're a racer or you're just a sim racer, you know you cannot just change something on the car and go out and be very competitive. So here tonight, this was a test and tune. Try to get it all dialed in. You see that number 15? Well, it's all sort of beaten and banged up. That's because the Virginia driver is still testing and tuning to get his throttle points and his braking points down. He'll drop. That's not a battle for position as he drops just behind the 28 of Hunter Reynolds. So Johnson running in the 8th position. Greg O'Barry is running back here and talk about the up and down night it has been for Greg O'Barry. He's off sequence to the race leaders. That's what he likes to do. Currently, he is running in the 9th position, just to beat up Cornflakes number 33 right now. Rounding out the top 10, the driver out of the Jordan Henn Racing Keystone Motorsports stable, the Deca Batteries machine of Josiah Millen. He says, man, put me back on some dirt. He goes and scrapes the wall. All he's talking about right now is put me back in the big block modified, please.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a little shocking to see the cars continue to be this loose as the sun's gone down. The grip level in the track should have gone up, but it's either the drivers are still pushing just as hard and trying to get even more out of them now that they know that the grip's there, or the lady has not cooled off and she is just warming up.
Well, she is always warming up to dance as we close in on 30 laps to go here tonight. Roy Fernandez is still the race leader. He will have to make one final pit stop, but you know who's back out onto the track? It's the driver that never says die, and it's the driver out of Cincinnati, Ohio, driving the Ascari Motorsports. Or Autosports entry, the number 90 of Michael Sturgill. We talked a couple weeks ago about the manufacturer change for Michael Sturgill, and, well, he joined that Ascari team, and they all drive Chevrolets. They painted up that paint scheme because those guys are trying to make it in the Road to Pro Series. So Michael Sturgill, one of those drivers trying to make it to the Coca-Cola Pro Series, and that's his team sponsor, and they had made him change to a Chevrolet. Normally drives the Ford, but now it's a Chevrolet driver, as Roy Fernandez is coming to pit road. Your race leader will come to pit road for the final time here with 30 laps to go.
Yep, it looks like he is playing that quarter strategy. Came in at lap 60, coming in at lap 30, and you'll see, I think, all of his competitors that are behind him on the same lap will come in and get some new rubber along with them. And then I think you'll see everybody that's one lap down, or maybe more, they'll stay out on the track and try to hopefully stretch that fuel as long as possible and catch an opportune caution flag that'll get them on the lead lap, come in and get some new rubber.
Yep, and Jamie Leach stayed out one lap like he has all night long. He'll now come to pit road at number 13, so Jamie Leach on pit road for the final time. Hunter Reynolds, Cody Sleeper, Cody Levitt, Tim Combs, Doug Neal, Greg O'Barry, and Peyton Johnson all down on pit road. Down and away, though, for the SimBox number 6 of Roy Fernandez. 14.5 second pit stop. They are blistering fast in that pit stall here tonight, so Roy Fernandez will join back onto the racing surface. He only lost one position so far here during this pit cycle.
Yeah, and that's due in part to there being a large amount of cars that are one lap down, and him having a very good pit entry and exit. So he did not lose very much time there between the speed limit zones.
As you see Racing Jason right now, he is being shown in the 12th position. He has yet to make his final pit stop. The driver out of Crossville, Tennessee, still has to come down. He has some interesting things coming for all of you race fans here. In the next couple of weeks, he says stay tuned to watch the IROC series because he is bringing the 98 out the gate. He has some special videos that he has submitted that he would like us to play this season, and we're keeping an eye out for those, and so should you race fans. You never know what the Racing Jason, no doubt Racing Stables has planned, as here comes the 90 of Michael Sturgill. It's not a battle for position, as here comes Dobbs. He'll bring it to pit road for the final time tonight.
Go Vols!
Go Vols, exactly. Josiah Millen now going to come to pit road for his final pit stop of the night. He was running 10th. He's running 2nd virtual of the green flag pit cycle, as it is all Roy Fernandez out front here tonight. And as Fernandez still leads, as we're under 30 laps to go, we have to take a commercial break, race fans. We have to pay the bills. For the Bromley Designs 125, we'll be back after this short message.
Turn 3. What? Oh. There we go. Turn 3 After Dark by Bromley Designs.
And just like that, welcome back here, race fans. You see the lights are on here above the speedway here at Darlington. We are closing in on the end of this one as there is your race leader of Roy Fernandez. He is still leading this one with 25 laps to go. There comes the Racing Jason entry back out onto the speedway, and the Jordan Henn Racing Keystone Motorsports entry of Josiah Millen. He comes back out into the 10th position right where he was. One driver down on pit road yet. It is the number 26 of Darrell Clark. He is making his final pit stop of the night. 24 laps to go here tonight, Michael, and it has been a great race at Darlington so far.
It really has, and whenever I see something that's as great as this, I can only think of one thing, and that's go Vols, baby! Go Vols, slide jobs, and get it done. 98 out the gate, racing Jason Dobbs. I just want to say, I'm pretty impressed with the entire field, honestly, because you kind of look forward to it at this track that, I can't wait to get a caution. Because then you can blink your eyes, you can kind of loosen the grip on the steering wheel and not try to counter steer the entire time you're going around the track. And if I were them, I would be asking for a Capri Sun and maybe a turkey sandwich or some cheese crackers, something like that. That would be me.
Well, that's because, we won't go there. But you know what? We missed it last week, race fans, as it was Racing Jason's birthday, and we do apologize to the whole Griffith family for missing the big shout-out for Racing Jason. So 1 week late belated birthday here for Racing Jason. Happy birthday, Jason. You're now 33 years old. You are old, and you know what? We also got to give a big shout-out to Colby out there. She's always watching Daddy race here on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights right on the Turn 3 Racing Network, where you can always catch the home of Racing Jason. He's going to be competing in a big block modified series also coming soon here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Stay tuned for all that noise and news coming out here in the next couple of weeks. You'll be able to catch some of your favorite Salt Flat Racing drivers going dirt racing coming up, but 20 laps to go this time by, and Roy Fernandez wants to hear nothing about dirt.
Wants to hear nothing about dirt, and he wants me to shut up about the cautions, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's something that, remember, we'll call it about a month and a half ago, this driver right here, Josiah Millen, leading by, I think it was, if I can remember right, it was about a 7-second lead at Homestead. Coming to get the white flag, the caution flies. Then what do? You're on old tires, you're the race leader, the lead is gone. Whatever you do, they are not going to do. So right now, if you're Roy Fernandez, you don't want to have the Josiah Millen syndrome happen where a late race caution would come out, where it gives your competitors the chance to go ahead and get sucked up right back with you, as it looks like there's only actually 5 drivers on the lead lap here. Tim Combs is the final driver left on that lead lap, and he is running 5th. 24 seconds behind the race leader, so that means he's only actually 4 seconds ahead of Roy Fernandez currently. And with 19 laps to go, it's about, call it maybe not even a half a straightaway is pretty much the distance. You can see it just back to the right side when we come onto the straightaway back here, the back straightaway. See that up against the outside? There's the red, there's the black. That's Roy Fernandez, so he is coming. Right now, if you're Tim Combs, how worried are you about going a lap down here in the final 20 laps?
Honestly, I don't think I'm too worried about going a lap down, because you got to think he's got to go past the guy in front of Tim Combs, which is Cody Sleeper, his teammate, and that would give Cody Sleeper then the lucky dog. And then if that inopportune were to happen, then Tim wouldn't get his lap back. But there's quite a gap, I think, between Tim and Cody Sleeper, where I think even if Roy gets around him, it's okay to be comfortable.
So it'll be 16 laps to go here for the Lansing, Michigan driver. Could he go back-to-back? Winning last week, could he win this week? Let me check. I don't think we have seen a back-to-back winner this season here. I could be completely wrong, but let's check it out. Brandon Massey won the season opener at the Daytona International Speedway in fashion. Michael Sturgill won at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Then it was the big unit of Randy Johnson. Then it was Hunter Reynolds, Cody Sleeper. And right here is where your question will be answered, race fans. Hunter Reynolds won at the Texas Motor Speedway, and then he won again at the Daytona International Speedway Road Course as he was able to go and dominate and lead all 35 laps. Roy Fernandez is trying to say, well, I can do that. You've only technically won two races that were 141 laps. I won last week at 100 laps, and this could be 120 laps here. Well, that math equals out in Roy Fernandez's favor.
Numbers don't lie, Roger. Numbers don't lie.
Unless they're in my bank account, then I swear I have more money in my bank account than what it says.
I always do. Then you go in there and they're like, pending? What's pending mean? Oh, I swiped for that? I guess, yeah. Hey, but you got to buy a new PC somehow.
And I had that happen when I bought my button box over at SimBox. You know, I bought one and I forgot about it and it showed up and I'm like, oh, when did this get ordered? And then I remembered that, yes, Doug Neal is one of our good friends here on the Turn 3 Racing Network and providing us with quality products. So after I got my SimBox, I was completely happy and I was like, oh, that is money well spent.
It looks like he's heading to pit road, but I just saw the 04 of Danny Valenzuela come out and make a couple more laps, so it looks like they must have got a new engine put into that hot rod. Yeah,
they did, and actually, he's actually able to pick up, since coming back out onto the track, he's picked up the spot from Randy Johnson, he's picked up the Doyle Lowrance position, he picked up the Cole Day, and now he's also picked up the Stephen Pugh position. So he has picked off a couple of them as he came back out onto the track. And actually, interesting fact here, it looks like Michael Sturgill, who's come back out onto the track a handful of laps ago, 2 more laps and he will pick up that 19th position from Randy Johnson. And then if he completes another 4 laps, he will pass the Doyle Lowrance position and he'll be credited with 18th tonight. So that's a net gain at the end of the night from where he was gonna finish to where he will finish. That's another, looks like 6 positions. So just by giving it the go-ahead and gun-ho, never give up, never say die, little engine that could, those drivers are going to net some good points at the end of it.
Yep, and like we said earlier, I mean, everybody has a bad race. It's just allowing those mistakes to not compound. But if Sturgill gets out there and is able to salvage up those points, those are valuable points when it comes to later in the season when it comes down to the championship race. And
at the line that time for Roy Fernandez, it's the double high 5. It's 10 laps to go here. Just over 15 miles of racing here tonight in the Bromley Designs of 125. Race fans, are you looking for a paint job that needs to get you looking good on the track? Like Donald Bennett here tonight in his throwback Tony Stewart paint? Well, you need to head on over to Bromley Designs. You can find Bromley Designs over on Facebook.com. Type in Bromley Designs in the search bar and see what kind of paints they have already done. Maybe you can get an idea from one of them, or you can go custom off the wall and let it up to the mastermind of Michael Bromley over there at Bromley Designs, who's joining us tonight here in the virtual Turn 3 Racing Network studios high above the virtual Darlington Raceway. Head on over there, though, to Bromley Designs today and get looking good on the Speedway tomorrow morning. I'm telling you that because race fans, go ahead and just blast him. Blast Bromley's page tonight and get your paint tomorrow morning. He likes to stay up all night and party.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I must have gotten old because I used to be able to stay up all night and party hard, but I think old age is finally catching up to me. I feel it in my knees like when it's about to rain and stuff, so I guess we'll see, though. Hey, I like to get a quick turnaround on those paint schemes, but yeah, just shoot us a message over there if you're looking for there's a couple Bromley Designs out there, so if you type in Bromley Car Designs, it'll bring up the one and only. But yeah, so just shoot us a message with your idea, and we'll get back to you.
I have this great idea, race fans. Message Bromley today and get my face on the hood. Remember that Corey LaJoy paint scheme that he ran this past season for, was it the Old Spice car?
I believe it was the Old Spice swagger car, wasn't it?
Yeah, we need to get a Youth in the Booth swagger car. Get my face plastered all over that. Roy Fernandez just overstepped and got into the outside wall, but he was able to hang on to it. It looks like Hunter Reynolds has pulled away from Jamie Leach here on this long run, though. He's sitting back into, well, it looks like that's Hunter Reynolds is second. It's 10.5 seconds behind Fernandez, but 5 seconds ahead of Jamie Leach, who you see right there. So unless something drastic happens here in the next, call it 5 laps, because here comes Fernandez once again, already off turn number 4. Just got around the old Granny Hips Buckley sponsored entry tonight of Brandon Feeney. Head on over and talk to, as he's going to step over, he's going to need a walker. Brandon Feeney is going to need a walker after this one for the old Granny Hips Buckley entry, as he has just took down every wall here tonight. I don't know how there's a straight panel on that car.
Hey man, it's those granny hips. They're getting a little wild, getting a little out there, I guess.
But what do you say as Fernandez will come back around here once again? 4 laps to go here tonight in the Bromley Designs 125 for the SimBox Cup Series for Salt Flat Racing. This tonight, I believe if I look at it right, this is race number 9 out of the scheduled 16 of the season. So we are on the downward slope. It can really make or break your season here in the closing races as we head to the Talladega Superspeedway, Chicagoland, Kentucky, Michigan, Pocono International Raceway, Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we wind down the season for 120 laps at the Phoenix Raceway out in Arizona. So just 6 more races left after 3 more laps here tonight. Next time by for the driver out of Lansing, Michigan, he will take the popsicle sticks into the air to try and come back around here for 3 more miles of racing to win once again here on a Tuesday night. 2 laps to go here for Roy Fernandez.
2 to go is one of the scariest feelings as a driver in the lead, though. You cannot get around the racetrack quick enough for the white flag to be waving and you to take the white flag, because this right here is the last chance. He's wanting to get through turns 3 and 4 and get that white flag and then just smooth sail it on home.
Well, he'll come off turn number 4. It will be 1 lap to go. Presented by Sim Speed Shop. One final time around the racetrack here tonight in the Bromley Designs 125. It has been all Roy Fernandez. All but 15 laps so far here tonight have been led by the driver out of Lansing, Michigan, driving for the SimBox Motorsports. It's his first season with Salt Flat. It's his first season with SimBox on the car. He'll come by the line here. It'll be Roy Fernandez winning here tonight in the Bromley Designs 125, coming home in second as he now comes out of turn number 4. Driving the number 28, it'll be Hunter Reynolds finishing second and rounding out the podium as he'll bring the Great Lakes Brewing number 13 across the line. It'll be Jamie Leach. 4th tonight is going to go to Cody Sleeper, and then I believe a little bit farther back down through the field here tonight. Coming home in 5th, the final car on the lead lap, it'll be Tim Combs finishing 5th. 6th will go to Cody Levitt. 7th to Doug Neal. 8th to Greg O'Berry. Peyton Johnson is 9th, and Josiah Millen will round out the field here tonight, as I believe it's going to be time to make the donuts. Fernandez will go ahead and we all love donuts, don't we? He'll celebrate here tonight for you race fans. There is your winner, the driver out of Lansing, Michigan, SimBox sponsored number 6. Fernandez will go back-to-back wins for the first time this season for himself. After winning last week at the Kansas Speedway, he goes to victory lane as his other competitors join him on the front straightaway. Maybe they'll all start doing donuts together. What's better than more donuts?
Milk.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Donuts and milk go good. Glad you thought about that. Race fans, don't go anywhere, though. Your DraftTop.com post-race show is coming up here in a couple of seconds. Make sure you head on over to DraftTop.com today and get your, well, Draft Top bar tool today. Drink topless, but always drink responsible. The Draft Top post-race show coming at you here in just a couple of seconds. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Darlington Raceway. It is officially 120 laps tonight in the books. And the Bromley Designs 125 here. Throwback night for the Salt Flat Racing Cup Series presented by SimBox. Let's head down trackside, though, to catch up with our podium finishers tonight and our DraftTop.com post-race show. Starting with our winner here tonight, driving out of Lansing, Michigan, driving the SimBox number 6, Roy Fernandez. Roy, another blistering pace that you set here tonight. Where did you find all the speed in this SimBox number 6?
Well, I got my SimBox in today, so I think that gave me all the speed I needed. I figured, dancing with the lady in black, remember hearing that reference, I was like, it's probably all that salsa dancing I did back in Cuba that got me to tangle with her and give her a couple of kisses on the cheek as I was passing by those corners there.
Well, I gotta ask now, you made reference to Dancing with the Lady in Black. Does Marissa know this? Oh, hold on, your mic's not... Be careful how you answer that one, my friend. We're just gonna skip over that one and just talk about this race that we just had here tonight. Tonight, it was a dominating race. Did you have high expectations coming into this race to possibly go back-to-back and put Hunter Reynolds' lead that he had coming in and kind of shrink that a little bit?
I was honestly very nervous about this race. I knew starting up front was going to be beneficial, and when I was practicing all of my my strategies and everything, I figured if I qualify up front, I'll have a pretty decent shot to stay out front. And when the pole position came to me, I was really excited, but I wasn't too excited. Hunter was in second place right there by less than, 1 or 3,000th of a second. So I knew he was going to be right on me there, and he's a heck of a driver. So I figured it was going to be him right next to me, and I saw Cole Day, and I saw Michael Sturgill, and I was very nervous. When that first wreck came out, I figured, oh, here we are again. I'm going to have him right behind me the whole time. So thankfully it went our way tonight, and I'm glad I was able to keep her clean.
You kept her clean. You did scrape it up just a little bit, but that wouldn't be a Darlington race if you didn't. Tonight, though, Roy, you go back-to-back. We talked to you last week at Kansas when you were able to ride the high line. Did maybe some practice at Kansas help you ride the high line here tonight?
It definitely gave me a little bit of confidence to ride that close to the wall, knowing that it's there, but using it to your advantage. So I definitely say it definitely helped out.
Well, you win here tonight, Roy. Congratulations on that. We're going to roll the red carpet out here as you're going to get ready to go to Talladega Super Speedway just next weekend. Red carpet's out. Microphone is yours. Who do you got to thank here tonight?
Well, I always got to thank the wife upstairs. She's always watching, Marissa. Got to thank my team, SimBox Motorsports, as always. Doug, Cody, and a special thank you, and hopefully he gets much better here soon. Nate Maurer, he's currently dealing with the Rona right now, so I wish him well and wish his family gets better soon so he can get back out here and race with us again.
Well, there you hear it from the driver out of Lansing, Michigan, driving the black number 6 SimBox machine here tonight. Roy Fernandez is your winner here in the Bromley Designs 125. He'll go back-to-back wins, and you know who finished second that last time he went to victory lane? That's Hunter Reynolds. That's right, race fans. Squidward standing by here for the Fuel Sim Racing team. Hunter, another night that you have to finish in second on the podium. I'm feeling a comeback.
I really can't complain too much tonight. Awesome job to Roy there. He had this thing locked down from the start, and I didn't get much practice coming into this track, and I'm really not a fan of Darlington, so can't just expect to not practice and come out here and win. But really happy with this second place finish. Had to figure out the track and keep it clean, which I kept hitting the wall, so I didn't do that. But good race, can't really complain.
Now, we're just going to toss this race up as, all right, you finished on the podium. Congratulations. You're going to lose a little points now to Roy Fernandez as he wins here. But now I'm already looking ahead to next week, February 2nd. We're going somewhere that is your bread and butter. We are going to head to the Talladega Super Speedway. How excited are you to leave here in South Carolina and drive down to the Talladega Super Speedway?
Oh, heck yeah, dude. I'm thrilled. I absolutely love Talladega, Daytona, Super Speedways. I'm really confident for that race, and It is going to be tough though, because those plate tracks, you got to have good teammates, and I'm out here running by myself right now. I might bring my dad back out and help me, but gonna need a good finish at Talladega. I think I can pull it off, be up front, see what I can do. I'm excited.
Well, good looking paint job here tonight for the throwback scheme. Looks a little odd on a Ford, but good black and silver on that number 28. Gave you some pretty fast hot rods tonight. Who made it all possible behind the scenes in that crew?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be honest. I saw that it was a throwback race and started scrambling and had to pull this out the hat. But thanks to all my family and friends watching. We appreciate all you guys. Turn 3. Roger, you've been in the booth. I think Michael's with you, and thanks to everybody else watching. We appreciate you.
There you hear it from your second place finisher here tonight. Hunter Reynolds will finish on the podium, but it's not another win. He comes home P number 2. He lets Roy Fernandez, by the way, race fans, close in on what Hunter Reynolds has. He has 3 wins this season. Now Fernandez notches his name there with 2 wins, the only drivers to have multiple wins this season. He finishes second and third place. It was just 6 seconds down behind our second place finisher, the driver out of Ohio, Jamie Leach. Jamie, every time we come here to the Darlington Raceway, this number 13, whether it's a Chevrolet or it's a Ford out there on the track, always finds its way towards the front of the field. What did you need here tonight, though, out of this group to go up and run with Reynolds and Fernandez?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't have anything for Hunter or Roy. They were both really fast. Just tried to take care of my tires and take care of the car. Bounced off the wall a few times, which you tend to do here. But overall, I'm really happy with third.
Yeah, you talk about bouncing off the wall here. Is it Darlington if you don't bounce it off the wall? I mean, can you really say you were even racing at that point?
Yeah, that's true.
But you guys brought this Ford Mustang. What was the whole thing behind bringing a Ford Mustang here to Darlington over the Chevrolet? Didn't have enough Chevys built up in the stables and got a cheap Ford?
Well, I'd always heard through iRacing forums and everything else that there's no difference in manufacturers, only cosmetics. I recently heard, though, that someone was saying that the Fords handled a little bit better than the Chevys, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
Well, it may have worked out for you here as you finish on the podium. Once again, it's a good-looking number 13. That black with the neon green and the gray thrown in there is a beautiful-looking paint job. We love seeing it out there. I really thought I was actually betting. I was going to bet earlier. I was talking to Bromley here, and I said, Jamie's definitely bringing a number 2 throwback. It was going to be a Miller throwback to the old Rusty Wallace days. So I guess, it's a good thing I didn't put the $100 down on that. I would have lost.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but had to have these colors for Bromley on this Ford, so.
Appreciate you.
There he is. He's still tuning in, race fans. But Jamie, a great race here. We do head to the Talladega Super Speedway next week. What's the expectations going into that one?
Well, I'm sticking with a Ford for one. Talladega is one of my better tracks, so usually if you stay out of trouble there, it's pretty good racing.
Well, we're hope to see good racing next week, but before we do, who made it all possible tonight?
I'd like to thank the Salt Flat admins. Thanks to all my teammates on Deeper Darker Dew, and thanks to you guys up in the booth. You guys do a great job.
There you heard it from your third place finisher, rounding out the podium, the driver out of Toledo, Ohio. It's the number 13 of Jamie Leach. He comes home, well, it may be over 10 seconds behind your race leader, but it's still a podium finish here tonight. Jamie Leach rounds out our podium finishers. It was all Roy Fernandez, though, that was able to go up and take this one here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. As the lights came on, his car got quicker. Bromley tonight, it was all about the Bromley Designs 125 and the throwback paint schemes here at Darlington. These drivers and yourself really knocked these paint jobs out of the park. It brings an iconic racetrack with iconic paints to the forefront of racing.
Yeah, definitely, Roger. But I think more so than that, the cars can look as pretty as they want to be without having quality racers behind the wheel of all those paint schemes. Really doesn't make for as good of racing as what we saw tonight. So there's so much to be said for the guys here in this league that are racing every week and putting in all their time and effort out here. So really appreciate all the drivers of Salt Flat Racing League, not only just the Cup Series, but the IROC Series, Progression Series, and everything that they do. So happy to sponsor and support the league, and happy to provide some great looking paint schemes along the way.
Well, take a quick look here at your unofficial race results tonight in the Bromley Designs 125 here from the Darlington Raceway. Just next week, we've already talked about it, though, we do head to Talladega. It'll be race number 10 of the 16 scheduled races of the season. We talked about it's the downward trend here till the end of the season. Next week, tune in to find what happens out at the Talladega Super Speedway. Who's going to be able to dance in tango in a pack of hungry 550 horsepower monsters, V8 pounding, ground pounding action coming next week. 3 wide racing. That's right, I guarantee it. I will guarantee it, race fans. You come back next week. If you don't see 3 wide racing, I want you to blow me up on Facebook. Go ahead, blow the messenger up next week if there's no 3 wide racing. I guarantee it. But for everybody over at Bromley Designs, SimBox, Salt Flat Racing Draft Top, Sim Speed Shop, and of course, the Thomas E. Step Foundations. We hope you all enjoyed the race here tonight from the Darlington Raceway, where Roy Fernandez goes to victory lane for the second time this season, going back-to-back wins. Only the second driver this season to break into the we're calling doubles tonight, win column. So for everybody, I'm Roger Muth, and we hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and we will see you just next Tuesday night.